Hey, what's up guys? This is for all the Danish players out there. I found an interesting little line that I hadn't come across before. Just had a game here which I went on to lose, but in the analysis I've learned something interesting. So it's semi-Danish. So black has accepted the first two pawns, right? Bishop comes out. For the full Danish they'll accept the pawn on b2 and then it's bishop b2. Okay. Now here they play pawn to d6. This is very common. We see this quite a lot. And I play the correct move, which is queen b3. Then their queen comes out here. Now the queen will nearly always come to one of these two squares in order to defend f7. Okay. And now whenever she comes out to one of these squares, you always play knight takes c3. The idea is the knight's going to fly up to d5 with a fork on the queen and the c7 pawn, with another fork in turn, so that this will force the queen back. Okay, so they bring out their knight. This is fine. We fly in with the knight. Now the queen can't go back to e7 because the knight's covering that square, so the queen will go all the way back to d8. This is what happened in the game. And now in the game I play knight to f3, and here white is okay, right? But they went on to develop their knight, and I pin and so on and so forth, and eventually black gets the castle, which is really what you don't want to happen. So let's rewind. This move was not correct. This knight to f3 was not correct. There is a very, very sneaky move here, which I haven't come across. Now, knight takes c7 looks quite tempting here because it's a discovery against f7, our big target, very often in lots of openings, but in particular the Danish Gambit. However, the problem with that is that queen just takes here, and then the queen is defending f7 once more. But here is another idea, okay? And I hope you're enjoying the wooden board theme. I've switched to this from the traditional green. You play knight to b6. So it's gone pale because we've got a variation here. Knight to b6. Now the most common move played on the Lichess database is a takes b6, and this is a big problem. If I show the eval now, it's taken a second to catch up, but here's the point. The queen is still stuck on d8, so the queen is no longer defending f7. Right, eval doesn't seem to be working. So you can go ahead and capture on, there we go, you can capture on f7 with check. The king can't take because the queen defends the bishop. Right, so there's only two moves. The king will most likely go to e7, at which point the final nail in the coffin would be that now. But this is bad. Okay, wrong move. Okay, so back up a bit. So what you do first is you grab the other knight. Now rook takes is actually best for black, believe it or not. Right. So the problem with the bishop straight out here is that black has knight, can go in there and block the check. So we eliminate the knight first. We eliminate the knight. If rook takes, we simply take the rook as well, and we are up a full rook. So that's not bad, okay? So if rook takes, queen takes, let's see. Okay, it's +2 here. So was there a better move? Let's look on the lines on this. So I've analysed this on Lichess. Okay, so yeah, if rook takes, it's bishop g5. Bishop g5, there's nothing left to block. We're going to win the queen. Okay, so we don't grab the rook back immediately. Have to remember that bishop to g5. The king has to move because there's nothing to block here, and you're going to win the queen, and then you'll very likely go ahead and win the rook as well. So that's one to remember. So grab the knight, and the point of that is to prevent the knight going to f6, blocking this skewer on king and queen. So let's go through it again from the top. Okay, I'm going to play the moves just to check that I can remember them, and this is no bad thing. Okay, Danish Gambit accepted. Okay, sorry, that's centre game accepted. This is the Danish Gambit accepted, right? You bring out your bishop, and they decline softly. Here it's favouring, no, it's equal now, right? So they do this. I think in the game they bring out their knight, and hang on. Oh no, it's us to move. So it's us to move, so it's queen b3, right? Queen b3, and now they're going to cover here or here. So let's say they go to here, you take with the knight, threatening to jump in here. Alright, so what did they play in the game? I think it was knight out next, wasn't it? The queen's defending that for now. Then you dive in and hit the queen. Right, the queen is going to come back here. And then the move to remember, knight to b6. And if they take, they're in huge trouble. Right? The best move here is actually d5. And white is nearly 2 pawns up at this point. Right? If they push d5, I guess you can just... Oh, you can come back with the knight. That's what it's saying. Right? But if they take, you come in with check. The king has to move. You eliminate the knight. And then the most likely move that you'll see is this. Okay, knight to here, pivoting round in order to defend against the queen coming to f7 with checkmate. All right, and then you can just fly in with that. Okay, so if you're a Danish player, really, really nice little cheeky move there. Knight to b6, hitting the rook, and also threatening mate on there. And you should win a few games. So thought I'd share. That's what we're all about here. Thanks for watching. See you soon.